Today marks 1 year since Hurricane Helene tore through Georgia with record rainfall, leaving behind flooding and damage across the state. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb breaks down the storm's path and days of relentless rain that set the stage for flooding unlike we've seen here in recent years.
At the end of September 2024, a tropical wave in the Western Caribbean grew stronger and became a destructive storm slicing right through the state of Georgia. This storm that started down in the Caribbean eventually started strengthening over the Gulf of Mexico to become a Category 4 hurricane as it made landfall in Florida's Big Bend area near Perry, Florida, just before midnight on September 26th. But landfall did not stop the storm. It maintained hurricane strength well inland with hurricane warnings issued as far north as Spalding County, and Helene ended up holding hurricane force until just east of Macon. Then it was downgraded to a strong tropical storm as it moved up through North Carolina and then finally diminished in parts of Kentucky and into areas of Tennessee. Many of the National Hurricane Center's initial forecast track originally took the center of the hurricane straight through the city of Atlanta, but the track eventually moved more to the east, putting us on the less active part of the storm. While we were spared the stronger winds that Augusta and East Georgia endured, the metro area was hit hard by flooding. That's because a predecessor rain event made our impacts more unique. Dr. Rick Knabb is the former director of the National Hurricane Center and current tropical expert at the Weather Channel.
A major hurricane is going to be really moisture loaded, and because it was so large and fast moving, it rained hard, it rained for a long time, and Helene retained a lot of its structure after leaving the Gulf and coming through northern Georgia and into North Carolina. Very heavy rainfall event that caused significant flash flooding.
Helene moved through Georgia on September 27th, dumping 3.38 inches of rain in Atlanta. But that alone didn't cause the flooding. We actually had more tropical rain before Helene's landfall. On September 25th, Atlanta picked up 3.42 inches of rain. Then on the 26th, we got 4.32 inches of rain. Our National Weather Service issued its first ever flash flood emergency for much of the area. Add another 3.42 inches of rain when Helene passed through, and that's almost a foot of rain in 3 days.
The flash flood emergencies were issued for good reason, because that's when you're talking about a flash flood warning that's amped up. It's not just water-covered roads. This is community-wide flooding with a catastrophic threat.
That led to water rescues in neighborhoods along Peachtree Creek.
Some of our 11 Alive viewers said you need to come over here. Let me get out of the way because you can see the rescuers, the swift water teams are going in right now.
And in northeast Georgia in Rabun County, 14.64 inches of rain fell, the highest rainfall total in Georgia associated with Helene.
For as much damage as there was, we were talking about, Georgia got fortunate in this system because it turned.
Yeah, at least around here we did.
Right.
I know some other people forget some of the cities in Georgia. It was one of the worst storms we've ever seen for some of those towns.
Yeah, the worst. And yeah, it was so much rain, and it was the combination of rain and the winds that caused worse power outages than the state's ever seen. Yeah. So we'll talk about that at 6, but it is really, I mean, we had horrific flooding here. It's the worst since the 2009 floods for us. Yeah. But it was a miracle that it wasn't worse, the rain plus the wind.